Hey everybody, and welcome back. It's good to see you all here again. If you are new here, welcome. If this is not your first time here, welcome back, and thank you so much for joining me again. My name is Adrienne, and this is my little corner of South Carolina. Tonight I'm gonna show you a really easy recipe that I like to do. And everybody has their own roast chicken and chicken recipe. Roast chicken and vegetables, however you want to do it. So I love to use a whole chicken, but I have used pieces. I use what I have. So Mom went to the food pantry today. Hopefully that video is up for you before you see this one. So you will see that this stuff that we're using tonight came from the pantry run today. So let me grab my apron. I'll be right back. Okay, everybody. So I put my apron on. Now, what we are going to do, if you watched my video earlier, Mom come in today from the food pantry with a family pack of chicken thighs. These are vegetarian friend, no animal byproducts, raised cage-free, no hormones or steroids. When we can, this is what we really prefer to purchase, strictly because of my allergies and my sensitivities. However, we've not been able to purchase, and we were super duper thrilled to see chicken thighs today. So I've already washed my hands, and I have pre-lined 2 pans. Normally when I buy this fresh, I break it up, freeze how many ever pieces I need, but since this is already frozen, I need to cook the whole pack before I can refreeze it or do anything with it. So right now I'm going to just take and try to evenly balance these. Because what I'm going to do is not only am I going to cook our dinner for tonight, I'm going to go ahead and prep these thighs for tomorrow. I have been wanting Indian food for a while now. And I have a very bad, it's not an allergy technically because I was tested and did not test to actually be allergic to cinnamon, but yet when I consume cinnamon, my throat wants to close up, my mouth itches, and I have to have Benadryl. It's happened several times over the course of the last several years. So as my family doctor said, even though I didn't test for it, I'm just not eating it. We are not having that in our home. I do not want to trigger things and go into an anaphylactic shock. Even though the test says I'm not, I know how I do. And the fact that I turn red and I can't breathe and all that fun stuff is not fun. So in order to be able to have Indian food, I make it. Because 99% of the recipes that they use and that they have to make the wonderful flavors do have cinnamon. However, there's a store in a spice store in the town next to us that has a tandoori spice. My favorite one that they have. I'll just put it in my little jar and put my thing on, because I've had this for a couple months because I didn't know when I was going to get around to it. This is how long I have been wanting Indian food. It's been several months now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle my chicken. Do you hear me? I'm going, traditionally what I would do is cover these. I would take this, mix it in a bowl with some Greek yogurt, cover these and bake them like that. I don't have any Greek yogurt. I'm out. So all I'm going to do right now is this is my olive oil. I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle my olive oil on both my chicken. So There were 10 thighs in there. So I've got 5 on this pan and 5 on this pan. I'm going to turn my oven on 425 because I do want to roast my vegetables and my chicken. Really am looking with the skin of this chicken to really crisp up for me. So I do want to turn that up to 425. As my vegetables and my chicken are close to being ready, I will actually turn that heat up to 450 just to get that nice bubbly. If you've ever baked chicken before with the skin on at a high temperature uncovered, you'll know what I'm talking about. You almost get that crackling like you would with pork belly or something like that. It really is just absolutely delicious. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. If it doesn't happen, not a big deal. So here's my tandoori, and I wish you could smell this. I love to use theirs because there's no, and some tandooris do have cinnamon, some do not. This one does not. So I'm going to go ahead and liberally sprinkle my chicken. Now the seasoning in here, because I'm going to do a small one because our son is not home this week. It is just the 3 of us this week. So I will not make a whole lot. Normally one of these I can cover a whole chicken and roast it and things or whatever I'm using. We do not use a lot of pork because I can't take pork. It does not like, my system does not like pork. So I've got a few things that I can eat pork-wise, and that's it. Alright, so we're going to get this liberally coated with our tandoori. And then I will, if y'all hear anything, it is March, so it's extremely windy today. I've got my window open over here. But I'm also going to sprinkle just a little bit of my house seasoning on here. If you guys have watched me, then you will know. For those of you that are new here, I have made my own house seasoning blend. A while back, I was looking up a recipe for cream spinach, steakhouse style cream spinach. And the chef that I ran across his page said that he felt like that even a home kitchen needed a house seasoning. And his reasonings behind it made sense. So I made our own and we've been thrilled with it so far. All right. So as far as this pan goes, excuse me, it's also pollen season. As far as this pan goes, this chicken is ready to be put in the oven. So I'm going to take it and just pull it out, put it out of my way right now. I'm going to put this other one where I can get to it. Now, as you saw, I went ahead and put my oil over it. I'm going to put a little bit more. And then today we got some baby carrots, some sugar snap peas. I actually got 2 bags of these. Mom and I will be the only ones eating them, so I'm going to make a bag tonight and a bag tomorrow. We got a huge bag of green beans. We've had these before. They're absolutely fantastic roasted, so that's what I'm going to do. But I think I'm only going to do half the bag. Save half the bag for tomorrow. And then we got 3 squash. Not really sure how they're going to feel, but we'll get in here and peel them and check them out. And I figure we'll just roast these. So roast chicken and vegetables. It's going to be pretty simple tonight. So what we were talking about earlier, and I'd really like your opinion on it as well. So if you would, just put in the comments what you think. That we are, as you've seen or have not seen, you can go back through the page of my channel and look. We have started our garden. Well, our garden's not huge. It's not big, but hopefully it'll be enough for us. So, we were talking about, I like to go in and do up meals, put them in the freezers. We have them because for those of you who know me, know my health issues. So I like to have things on hand just in case I'm not having a good day and I need a break or I can't stand or can't cook or whatnot. So that's why I keep my seasoned beef. I try to have little meals that are really easy for me to make. Already like 90% prepared and ready in the freezer. And or the pantry shelf, whichever. Well, when you don't have that ready and you don't have things ready, you have to do what you can do. So having things like this, so a lot of things were like, oh, these are resealable, y'all. So what I would have done if I felt up to it, and let's say I went to the store and just bought the chicken, I would have come home and go ahead and put it together in like a meal kit and then put it in my freezer. But like I said, since these are already frozen, I couldn't do that. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to take the top of my pan and I put half a bag of carrots. Our son is not home this week, but my husband's not a real big carrot eater. He will eat them if they are, if they have what he calls beef or chicken juice on them. However, I do believe that he's finally coming around to the art of carrots. But we'll see. I don't push him, and I don't, I mean, he's old enough, and I'm not his mama, so I'm not going to make him eat his carrots. However, he is doing a lot better with his carrots, and he is eating more carrots. So, I don't use a whole bag, because I don't know how he's going to, what mood he's going to be in. So, I just want to have those. What I'm going to do with these, because these, of course, have the little stringies and stuff in them, I'm not going to pull those out because that's just time consuming, but I am cutting the little ends off. These look really good. So I'm going to put one of my greens on one side and one on the other, because I do like to alternate my colors of my vegetables just because it's pretty to me. Now I have done this with pork chops. I've done this with hamburger steaks. I've done this with oh, my favorite. And I need to do that for y'all. We got a cabbage today. I know what I need to do for y'all. We're going to do cabbage steaks soon. Maybe not tomorrow. I need to get that cabbage juice. We'll see what we're going to do. That may be lunch, and then we'll have the other for dinner. I'm not sure, because this chicken's going to be cooked, so I can wait another day or two for it. And my husband is off a couple of days, so we may do the Indian food on Thursday. But, because I really want to show y'all how to do my cabbage steaks, because they are delicious and super duper easy to do. And if you have never had a roasted cabbage, you are missing out. And if you've never made so-called cabbage steaks and put things on them, y'all, the times when, because I eat more bread than I should, because I'm a carbaholic, but I'm careful. But I know what I can do. But when I want a pizza, and I know I can't have the extra breading, I have my pizza on a cabbage steak. So we may do that tomorrow for lunch. I told my husband and my mom earlier, because earlier today I did not film it. And y'all, I've just, this weather's kind of taking its toll on me, but I was up earlier while Mom was at the pantry, and I looked over and realized I had 2 really nice sized potatoes. So at 10 o'clock this morning, I threw those in the oven and whipped us up twice baked potatoes for lunch. So I'm trying to put a little more thought and be more mindful of our eating every day, and be more intentional in what we're doing, so that number one, it's not wasting food. But number 2, it's also benefiting us to what our bodies need and how we need them. And y'all, we've got to get better, especially as we've gotten older. I now see what Mom talked about. I used to fuss at her all the time about wanting to eat popcorn for dinner, or if we're wanting to eat peanut butter crackers for dinner. But I get it now, because you don't know what you want. And unless there's something, so I found that if I have a menu made personally, it helps make things easier. And then they don't have to worry about it if I'm down and I can't cook. Or if I'm just having one of those days, then there's things made that's still very nutritious for us, still very good for us, and they don't have to worry about it, because honestly, on those days where I'm down, it takes a good bit just to take care of me. So anything I can do on this side to ease that is a whole lot easier. So then, all right, I'm almost done with these, and then I've washed my beans, and I'm going to do the same thing with my beans, so I can get those on the other side. All right, so I got the green beans taken care of. Like I said, I used half the bag, so I'm going to save the other half for tomorrow. And then I thought about using the squash. I don't feel like peeling those, so I went and got me a couple of potatoes. I will deal with the squash tomorrow. Some days they're just days where you're like, that can wait. And this is one of those days. So I'm just going to quarter these. I have scrubbed them and washed them really good. And these are the smallest ones that we got in that bunch that we got today. So just remember, as of right now, all that's on here is the oil that's on the chicken and what was on the pan, and it was olive oil. All right. And here's what I've also learned too. We don't eat like we used to. So like I said, I'm a bit more mindful of that and intentional in what I cook. So I'm going to do one more potato, because that's about all we will eat this time. Because what's here, we will eat off over a couple of days. So tomorrow I may process this to put in the freezer. I'm not sure yet. I've got to get to that point and my brain isn't there yet. So, all right, oil on your vegetables. Now, you can use any fat of your choosing, any oil of your choosing, whatever you like to use, have on hand to use, prefer to use. That right there is what's a little bit of the regular olive oil that I purchased almost a year ago at Sam's. Alright, then I do put my butter dishes empty. That's the only reason why I went and got this out. This looks weird, yes. We have not the pharmacy where we normally go, because they didn't have any of this. This butter is made from a local dairy, grass-fed cows, organic, all that good stuff. So since I did not get to place my actual order last month, we went and I was able to get a roll of butter. So one of my, I called that my big expenditure for the month. But we were out of butter. And I needed butter. And we've not been getting any at the pantry. And we went and bought butter from the store, from the dollar store, because that's where I was at. We decided that we will not do that. So we went and paid for this, and we'll be using our usual butter from here on out. We had already started getting our tummies used to everything, and then I put an order. We can definitely tell a difference. So I'm gonna be like Forrest Gump. That's all I gotta say about that. So I got me some butter out for tomorrow. This is my scraps. I'll just toss these. All right. So as you see, I patted out some butter. Now then, from here, it's just your choice of seasoning. I've been trying to figure out what flavors I want to go for tonight. I think I'm just going to go for a traditional roast chicken. My husband loves it. I think he could eat roast chicken once a week with roasted vegetables. He absolutely loves it. And I do too, so that makes it even better. And hopefully we'll get a whole chicken soon so that we can do this ourselves. Do a whole one, and I'll show you how I do that. Because it is super duper easy and very, very good. Alright, so that was my house seasoning. Now I think I'm going to put a little parsley on here. Oops, y'all keep forgetting I got that thing in here. Oh, I know what I'm going to use. What I love to put on my roast chicken. Do a little bit of that. Now, what I have is some celery salt. I go almost in like I'm going to put full Thanksgiving flavors, but I don't go full on flavor. So I put a little bit of celery salt and just a tiny bit of sage with my other things, and it just brings out the flavor in your chicken. Doesn't make it taste like Thanksgiving, it just makes it taste just that little bit better. Now, if you feel like you want to, because this is bone and skin on, as you see, they are very, what is the word I want to use? Thick. There's a lot of meat and skin and fat on there. That's going to, I decided not to put the lemongrass on it today. That's going to render down some good thick stock and juice. It should. It generally does. So at this point, if you want to, I have went in before and put a little chicken bouillon powder on top just to give you that more of a flavor once it runs off, and then you can pull it off after you roast it, after it's done, and get your juices. Now also, actually I'll show you what we'll do with those juices when that comes out. Great idea. We went to Aldi the other day. Aldi is where I get my wines from because honestly, with my medical condition, I do not consume alcoholic beverages very much because I can't. But this one has been my favorite to actually cook with. I buy the Winking Owl. I keep a Sauvignon. I keep a Pinot. I keep a Cabernet and a Shiraz. Because, I'm going to tell you right now, if I can get me another beef roast, you and I are going to make a beef bourguignon. Super easy to make. Now, if you choose to, you can do this, and I choose to today. I'm going to pour, I got a little bit of Sauvignon Blanc here that I've been using. And I'm just going to drizzle a little bit, but not much. This is optional. So, honestly, guys, if you do not want to cook with wine, you do not have to. I'm not advocating for that at all. I choose to in this dish. There are times to where I would not even do that for personal reasons, for my family, because we do have members of our family who are recovered. So I do not want to hurt anybody in any way. So that step is optional. You do not have to put that on there. I just chose to do that tonight because I want to do a pan gravy when we're done. All right, 425. Middle rack. I'm going to slide both of these in here. Hold on for me one moment. Okay, so I have my rack in the middle of my oven. And I'm going to put my veggies in side by side. One day in the magical world of where Adrienne has everything she needs. Because see, that's not going to fit. I would have 2 ovens, but yeah, not right now. But that's okay. So I'm just going to drop this one. So I'm going to turn this one around. Drop that. Put my chicken for tomorrow or the next day in. Actually, what I'm going to call this is my tandoori chicken. So if I end up not making Indian food the next couple of days, I'll write those up and go in the freezer till I make it. So I'm going to let that cook for about 30 minutes before I check it. But I'm going to go out and water my garden. So whatever you need to do in this time, it's going to be 30 to 45 minutes for me, but it's going to be like 2 seconds for you. So we'll be right back. All right, so it has been an hour and 5 minutes. I took this chicken out at 45 minutes. It was done. I went ahead and turned this one up. For the last 10 minutes, I turned it up to 450, strictly because I wanted to get some charring on my vegetables, and I wanted to get some good crispy skin on my chicken. Look at that. Oh, so good. So good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this one cool off, because I'm going to put it in a container and put it in the refrigerator until tomorrow. This is going to cool off for a few minutes. I'm going to grab us some plates, and then we're going to plate this up. Mom and I are a little hungry. Okay, so all I do, honestly, is just, this chicken is so good that I just put it on the plate. Sometimes, if I'm filling up to it, I'll go ahead and pull it off the bone and all that stuff. But today, I did good to get dinner cooked, so this is Mom's plate. Now, you can take the little bit of stuff that's on here and put it in your pan and cook it down. I just don't have the energy tonight. And honestly, we don't need it. Look at this plate of food, y'all. This is plenty for us. So I'm going to make me one, and Mom and I are going to sit down and eat dinner. So do me a favor. If you have not liked this channel, please do. And then if you will, I want to thank my sister-in-law. tremendously for telling people about my channel. If you'll just share my channel and get the word out, that would be great. Like my video and share it if you find it helpful. And also let me know if you try any of these recipes. I would love to have a discussion. So take care of yourselves. Take care of your neighbor. And I'll see you next time.